Hi, I'm Kitty. Or Kitty Kitty Meow Meow. Or Kitty Cat. Or Kit Kat. Or Cat. I don't know. I have a lot of names.
Hey Kat, what's your thoughts on the punk scene?
That's on the punk scene. So I really like the punk scene. I'm really new to it. I mean, I'd say I'm new to it because now it's kind of the only thing I'm involved in. But I've been going to punk shows for about a year now. But I find that people within the punk scene are a lot more genuine. I've found that I've made better connections, more meaningful connections. Everyone I've ever met at a punk show, when we exchange info, we've stayed friends, or we stay in each other's lives. And I found that, people really are about the music. They're passionate. This is going to sound like a weird comparison, but they're kind of like the furry community, where they're looked down upon, but they really support each other, and they support each other through everything, even art. You can see people selling patches that are they're obviously beginners. They're trying something new. There's people of all ages, but it's just exciting to help and support small people. I'm using the word support a lot. I'm really nervous, but I really love the punk scene. I met all of my friends there, and I'd say the friends I have now are probably the best people I've ever had in my life, and they've gotten me out of my shell a lot more. And I like going to shows. I'm scared of mosh pits, but I like the excitement of a mosh pit. I like standing there with all my Band-Aids at the side, just in case someone needs one. But the punk scene's cool. And I think that, I don't know.
What would you say is a big issue in the punk scene?
A big issue in the punk scene. Well, two things. One, there's a lot of creeps who go in there trying to find, who are creeping on women. Luckily today at a show, a guy got thrown out for that. And there's a lot of people in there who aren't genuine, and they are taking advantage of people. But another problem is definitely the drugs. The drugs are everywhere. And it's really dangerous. It's really dangerous because, I don't think that drug use itself inherently is bad. I'm disagreeing with it as I'm saying it. But people aren't safe there. And it's starting to seep into everyone's experience there, whether you're using or not. All ages shows. The normalization of NOS at punk shows is insane to me, because at that point, why don't you just give a baby computer duster? It's not okay that it's sold at shows. Especially not all ages shows. I think the show I went to tonight was all ages, and everyone just had balloons, and I saw kids there who were in high school sucking on it, and I was like, wow, you guys are laughing because you're stupid, but you're stupid because it's killing your brain cells. And I would know I do a lot of things that kill my brain cells.
So, what's your honest opinion on heavy drugs being sold at an all ages show, knowing that there's 13, 14, 15-year-olds that attend?
It's repulsive. I don't want anyone to see this and think I'm anti-addict or anti-drug user or anti-drugs or whatever. But I think at all ages shows it's almost like grooming, because it's normalized there. It's normalized everywhere already. It's in media. It's in schools. It's we were almost the generation to quit smoking, and then vape came out. Vapes. But having these things around, seeing it at all ages shows when people are kids, I kind of got into the stuff that I got into because I was really sheltered, and I was not prepared and I knew that drugs were bad, and I knew that these things were dangerous and that no one should do them, and, you know, they'll ruin your life or whatever. But it was normalized because I started going out, I started going to punk shows, and I started going to raves, and I was just around it, and my brain just kind of disconnected from the whole, like, drugs are bad, and was like, oh, yeah, okay, like, yeah, my friends are doing this, everyone's doing this, and there was no peer pressure, there was nothing. I just thought it was okay, and that's a problem with hard drugs, any drugs being sold or openly promoted or used at all ages shows, because if I, you know, fell into that and was that naive at 19, because it's been a year, so 19, imagine how a 13-year-old's gonna feel when they have access to whatever they want, and an adult is standing here saying, yeah, buy this, while all their friends and all the other people, all the other cool older punks are doing that. And this is gonna sound kind of silly, but I don't think that's very punk. I just shit on vapes, but I'm gonna hit my vape.
Is there any advice for people that are young, that are suffering with addiction, or, you know, people our age that are suffering?
That it's okay. It's okay. You know, you're going through a struggle just as everyone else is. Yours is just a different kind of struggle. A lot of addicts, especially young ones, they're hiding it. And I found that a lot of addicts are misunderstood and they're looked down upon. And I think that, you know, if you let addiction control your life, you can potentially become kind of a shitty person. I know I've definitely done shitty things. I've had my moments. But you shouldn't let other people's opinions dictate you, and you shouldn't be afraid to ask for help. Because it's scary. It's really scary asking for help. It's really scary trying to change, because, I mean, when you're doing drugs, if you're an addict, no one wants to be an addict. No one tries drugs thinking, I'm going to be an addict. This is the greatest thing ever. They're just looking to have some fun, or they're looking to try something, or to numb something. And maybe if you're like me, the experience of being high, or the experience of having something in your system, is more tolerable, more palatable than your mind when it's sober. Because I know a lot of people think that being high, doing drugs is, you know, oh, you're just high, you're just out of it, you don't want to deal with reality. And that's true for some people, but it's, you know, if you're doing drugs, you're suffering in some way. And especially with kids doing it, they're scared. They're either around it because it's normal and no one's told them that, hey, like what are you doing? What are you doing? Or when they do get told that, they're being shamed for it. And it's not going to help anyone get over addiction. It's not going to help anyone get better. It's not going to help anyone want a sober existence. And it's definitely not going to help people be safe. And I think one thing I will say to young kids or anyone struggling with addiction is always try to be as safe as possible. Always. You know, you can't stop drug use. You can't stop addicts. You can't stop drugs. But you can try to make it safer and make it better. And if you ever see me at shows, just know I have Narcan and test strips and Afrin and all the things you need, because safer use is better than promoting abstinence, because abstinence creates shame and secrecy.
How would you say it impacted your life, drugs?
Drugs? They've completely changed my life. I've been around drugs my whole life. I just didn't realize it. I don't think I fully understood it. My mom she doesn't call herself straight edge, but she's like completely a straight edge person. She half a glass of wine is like too much for her. She doesn't like being out of control, and she just doesn't she doesn't do anything. But the people around me were doing it. The people my mom helped and tried to take care of, and the adults in my life were doing these things. They were alcoholics, they were addicts. My apartment building as a kid was a meth lab. I just remembered that recently, where I was like, oh yeah. My mom and I used to come home and complain about the smell of nickels. But because it was so normal, I think that might have been another reason why I was like, oh, okay. Drugs and addiction have taught me a lot, and they've changed me a lot, and they've helped me meet some of the greatest people I've ever met and some of the worst people I've ever met, and they've given me a really deep look into myself. And I'm not glorifying this because it was horrible. It's been a really horrible year, and I would love to take it all back, but They put me in a really dark place for a really long time. I'm still kind of in that dark place. I'm trying to recover from addiction, not get completely sober, but I guess get like a handle on it, get a handle on things, gain control again. Because for me personally, my introduction, my spiral into drugs and addiction was about a need for control. Not so much an escape, just a need to feel normal, to function, to exist. It was what the people around me were doing. I thought it was okay. I thought I was safe with them. I thought I could trust them, and I couldn't. And I got really unhealthy this year, and I almost died. I've overdosed a few times. Just from being stupid, just from not knowing, from not having people to keep me safe. Sadly, the person who probably kept me the safest around drugs and on drugs was my dealer. He's in prison now. He's a really bad person. If you see this when you get out, sorry, I didn't say you're a bad person. I love you, I think. I don't know. No, he's terrible. But I'm rambling so much, but in all honesty, drugs really ruined my life. Sadly. It's been, despite the overdoses, despite the bad experiences, it's been mostly a positive experience, which is why I was in denial for so long of how bad it was. Like, I started using casually at, like, shows and raves. And then this year I started using hard drugs. And I don't think I fully comprehended how hard the drugs I was doing were until an addict with criminal charges who I'm friends with pointed that out to me. And within a week of trying them, I had a dealer. I had unlimited access. And no one was telling me this wasn't okay. No one was saying this was wrong. Only one person did. And it wasn't the way that was helpful. It was in anger, and I felt really ashamed, and I felt really sad, and it made me just want to do them more. Drugs taught me to be really honest, I will say. I think that's one good thing I've learned. That's maybe the only good thing that's come out of drug abuse. I've become really honest and really understanding, but it destroyed everything. I lost all my friends. I'm homeless. I lost my job. My relationship that I was in fell apart. It fell apart really fast. And I'll never not regret that. He was he is still a really good person. And the relationship I just had crumbled because of drugs. And pun unintended, but those were all very sobering experiences. And unfortunately, all I really know now is drugs. And it's my whole existence. Even though I don't want to admit it, it really is. It's consumed me entirely. And I wouldn't want anyone else to experience or go through this, because I don't feel shame for being an addict. I don't think I've done anything wrong. I didn't ask for it. It was, but I faced a lot of anger and there's an image in everyone's mind of a drug addict, and no two addicts are the same. I think we can all talk to each other on the same level, but they're not the same. And it's hard to want to get sober and to want to be better when your life is in constant chaos and discord and all of your relationships are falling apart. There's people enabling you. There's people trying to get you help, but they don't understand, or they do understand and they're trying to talk to you from their experience. And a lot of people don't trust you. They don't want you around. They're ashamed of you. And it's just hard. I'm just rambling and saying things very vaguely because I don't want to get specific, but it's been really hard. And I really wish I never got into drugs. I really, really wish I didn't. And I actually started using them at a show. That's the worst part. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's more I could say, but it's an emotional topic, being an addict. But I hope other addicts know that you're not a bad person for being an addict. The choices you make, the things you do, they're up to you. Even if drugs have completely taken over your life, it can be an explanation for the things you do, but it's not an excuse, I don't think. And I don't think that anyone else is responsible for you. They should help you and they should care, but unfortunately, just as an addict owes no one anything. No one owes an addict anything. Except for kindness. Kindness, for sure. Because anyone who's an addict, I promise you, they are fucking miserable. They're fucking miserable. And I don't even know what to say. But I guess if you're an addict, just try to be safe and try to be honest. I understand sometimes you have to hide your addiction, to, function, to live, to survive, but just be honest. It's hard, but if people know you're an addict, being honest it's the only thing that's helped me through, and it's the only thing that's gotten me through. Not that anyone really believes me ever, but it's better that I don't lie. Even though I do sometimes. But when I lie, it's to protect others, not to protect myself. Any other questions?
What are your obstacles you have at the moment? What's your next steps or if it has crossed your mind?
My next steps have been crossing my mind all day, every day for the past year. My biggest obstacle right now is, God, I hate to admit it, but it really is addiction. I mean, I started on a bender for 3 months. And I don't use as much anymore. I don't have the desire to as much. I don't really do it around people. But it's still there. It's always there. I'm homeless. I'm homeless, which makes it really hard to want to get off drugs, because it's like, man, it fucking sucks. But at least maybe if I do some drugs, maybe I can think through the day. Maybe I can get up during the day. Maybe I can fall asleep at night. Maybe I can want to talk to people. Maybe I can get things done. Maybe I can have fun. Maybe I can stop feeling so empty and sad and horrible. And I need to figure out how to repair some really meaningful relationships, if I can. I mean, if they don't want to repair them, that's okay. I understand. I need to find a place to live. I need to reconnect with my mom. I need to get off drugs. Not that it'll fix everything. My life still will suck and be up and down and crazy. But at least I won't be on drugs anymore. And everyone won't hate me all the time for being a drug addict. And I need to start asking for help and stop trying to help everyone else, because I can't help myself. And I've been giving all of myself to people all the time, over and over and over again. And I found that drugs haven't made me manipulative, but they've made me very easily manipulated and controlled, because I have a lot of guilt. I'm not ashamed, but I have a lot of guilt. I guess that kind of is shame, so maybe I am ashamed. But I need to be willing to accept help. That's something I really struggle with. And I think I need to take any positive opportunity and I need to run with it. And I need to take any love and care and support I have. And I need to advocate for myself, because it's easy to feel like you don't deserve anything when you kind of have nothing and when everyone already kind of treats you like you're nothing. But if you're on Earth, if you're alive right now, you're not nothing. You're someone. You matter to someone, even if it feels like you don't. And you should be able to say, I need help, I need love, don't treat me this way. Or you need to be able to apologize. And I need to stop apologizing. I need to stop being so defensive and so scared. I need to find a place to live. Make money. And make sure the people in my life know that I love them and start talking to them again. Because I don't really talk to people. It's hard to reach out. It's hard to want to reach out. I don't answer my phone. But yeah. Next up, I don't know. But it needs to be something good.
If there's anything you could say to the people you would love to reach out right now, and to your loved ones, what would you say to them right now?
I would love you, and I would say I love you and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've gone so far inward. I'm sorry I didn't ask for help a long time ago, before all of this. I think when I seemed the most stable was probably when I was the most unstable. And now that I'm, financially and living-wise and all that, unstable health-wise, I'm in a weird way, I'm the most mentally stable. But now asking for help is no longer, I need support, I need love, I need emotional support through this. It's now, help me get out of a hole that I dug so deep that it's not even a hole anymore. It's like I'm in quicksand. I'm drowning, and the more I struggle and the more I fight, the more I go inwards. And I want the people to know, the people in my life, the people who used to be my life, people I hate, people I love, I want them to all know, like, I really love them. I'm never gonna stop loving them, and I hope they don't stop loving me, and I hope that they're okay. And I miss them, and I understand. I think they'll know what that means, but I want them to know that I'm not a bad person, and I deserve kindness and love too, because I think I've given them only that. Maybe. I miss my friends and my family and my partners. I miss everyone. Even the people in my life now, I always miss them because I don't talk to them. So,
is there something you would like to say to your mother? Is she part of the people you would want to reach out?
Oh man, my mom. I hope she never sees this. I really love my mom. She's all I have. Our relationship has kind of been doomed from the start. And we're both really fucked up people. And she's tried really hard, and she's wonderful and cruel all at the same time. Mom, if you see this, I'm so sorry. You're not cruel. I love you. She's been in pain her whole life. And I think it's really worn her down. And I understand why she is the way she is. Even though she won't accept that there's, is issues. I understand, and it's why I forgive her over and over. And I think that's part of why she forgives me over and over. She knows that I'm just like her. Maybe in a more self-destructive way. But I love her a lot. And I haven't really talked to her this year. We've only seen each other a few times. And I'm sorry I wasted and destroyed the beautiful body and life that you gave me. Or tried. And I just want things to be okay between us. It's kind of why I keep her at an arm's length, just because I feel like that's the only way that we can love each other in a healthy way. Because we both have such strong personalities. And we're too similar. We're too similar. She doesn't want to admit it, but we're too similar. But she's really sick. And I don't know if I'm gonna get another chance with her. And I have to repair all of that. And I think she's got work to do too, but I'm no longer expecting her to change or do anything different. I just want her to I want her to not be angry with me, and I want her to know that no matter what I do, I really do love her. And I wish that things were different. And that I hope she's okay. You know, things were getting better with her, but they recently got messed up because she got dragged into some personal family and relationship drama. And family, that's not our family, but family drama. And that was a really not okay thing. She got dragged into that. I think that was really cruel. Because now I have to break my mom's heart and tell her how I've been living for the past year. Because she would be really sad. And she's gonna be really sad. And I hope she knows that I'm really sad. Like, I don't want her to know that, but I think she needs to know that, because I know she's really sad. And I also want my mom to know that I miss home. Because my mom is my home.
Do you think maybe it's time to reach out to your mother?
Yeah, I talked to her yesterday morning. It was really hard. I didn't want to stay on the phone. I think that everything that's happened this year, everything that's happened to me, all of the problems we've had to happen the way they happened so that we could be brought together like we have been now. And even though we've been brought together in the worst way possible, where I got, like, attacked and she had to, like, come grab all my stuff, and there was a fight, and I don't know. She knows about a lot of things I don't want her to know about. I do have to talk to her, and she has to understand me. And I don't know. My mom is a very emotional topic for me. I really like her a lot. She's really cool. She doesn't like the punk stuff, but she's the reason I'm like this. I mean, yeah. Sorry about the septum piercing, Mommy. I promise I'll take it out one day.
Alright, well, any final thoughts you want to tell?
Loving your mom is punk. And being nice to addicts is punk. I sound stupid. But look out for other people in the scene. Appreciate the music, appreciate the art, appreciate the people. Be kind. And keep each other safe. Protect each other. Saw a guy get thrown out of a show today for being a creep. If you see a guy being a creep, throw him out. You see a kid doing drugs, keep him safe. If you see someone selling drugs, tell him, I know you gotta make a living, but get out. Because that's not good.
Okay. Thank you for being on here. You're very brave.
Thank you. I'm super brave because I actually have a tummy ache right now.